Hello and welcome back to another episode of Telling Everybody Everything 2 in 1 week. Someone's got an ad embedded into this episode, and you can watch out for that because it's actually a good one and one that I really believe in. Maybe, does it count as an ad if I talk about the ad before the ad? Bobby, how often? Bobby's a guest on the podcast today. Welcome, Bobby.
Yeah, hi.
There have been some complaints about you in the past, not just for your views.
There's always complaints, and I always try to be better, and I will try to talk into the microphone in such a way that is less disruptive. Is it working right now?
I mean, already your levels look low, and there's no reason for that. I'm going to pause and check them.
Oh, God.
Bobby, I think you're doing well.
Wonderful.
Maybe my listeners have somehow been able to tune out the deep male voice, which is useful in life, I would say.
Yeah, it happens to me all the time in my day-to-day life, so it makes sense that your viewers would do the same.
I know. All week I've been repeating things Bobby said 5 minutes before, but I didn't hear you say it, but I must have absorbed what you said.
Yeah, the things that you eventually catch, but there's loads that you still miss, I think.
Sorry. I am listening. I'm trying to listen to you.
I mean, you're 7 or so.
People know the amount now. Okay. Oh my God, this woman was so smug online. Because Violet and I, before she went away to Canada, more on that later. I mean, it's no surprise she goes every summer now, clawing her way back to mediocrity. We did the Freakier Friday press junket. I have to tell you, I loved Freaky Friday when it came out in the early noughties. I love the reboot. Violet and I have seen it twice, and we were invited along with a lot of influencers who blow my mind, actually, the amount of work that these kids do now that I've had to edit and upload my own videos. They're probably not even called videos, content. Violet and I got to interview some of the cast, and she said to Chad Michael Murray, sorry, my mom's hitting on you. She's married. She's 7 months pregnant. And I'm ish, you know what I mean? I think you're pregnant actually for 10 months. So you could be, unless you're talking weeks, then the amount of pregnancy that you are is pretty negligible if you want to talk in months. But some woman in the comments was like, haha, Violet gave away how pregnant you are. I knew you were 7 months. I could tell. People have this thing about wanting to know details.
They really want to know the dates, but we never give it.
Only because, A, I don't want people flying here who love us. That is not welcome. B, I know that people compare size. I filmed something really exciting with another female comedian who is pregnant. Ooh, and I think she's put that on her socials at some point, but it wasn't common knowledge anyway in this filming thing. And throughout the entire thing, I'm pregnant. We talk about me being pregnant. And at the end, she's like, oh, I'm pregnant too. I was like, what? But in retrospect, you could sort of tell under her tunic. And then she's like, yeah, I'm due such and such a time. And she was due before me. And
wow.
She was still hiding. Well, not hiding, but she could have ordered a drink at the bar. So back to the ad that I'm doing later within this episode. Now, I only do ads that I really believe in. Bobby, how much have you seen me using my new AI assistant, Gemini, in the last few weeks?
Is that honestly what the ad is for?
Yeah.
You've been using it a lot. And I didn't know that it was an ad.
Yeah.
And so good on them for getting you involved, because you've been using it for everything, and it's been not as annoying as you would think, because it does come up with some good ideas, like holidays, where we should go, here's our situation, we have looking for a certain temperature, not too long in an airplane, family friendly, and it gave a great list.
This is it.
So I mean, I'm all for it for now.
I influence myself with ads because originally I don't know. I was on the fence because we're old. I don't love always the idea of AI. At first, it really worried me. But now, I was telling you about that Albanian girl. Mm-hmm. There's this beauty queen from Albania. I don't know her name, and I hate to objectify this woman, but it can't help but be noticed that she looks like Amal Clooney. She's gorgeous, and she's so brilliant, and she got hired by all of these technology companies. She went to Dartmouth University, which is a really prestigious university in America. Anyway, she worked for all these men for years, yada, yada, yada. She starts her own AI company, and then Meta tried to buy it for $1 billion, and she said no, and now it's worth $10 billion 2 minutes later or something. But she's really into using AI with empathy and with like making the world better. She's not just about like quick money. So now I accept that AI is in our lives.
Yeah, it's your only choice because
Yeah.
you're either with it or you're not, and you'll get left in the dust otherwise, unfortunately.
That's it. And you can use it for good. And I really actually love Gemini, and I use it for like baby name ideas. And there's an ad coming up soon, but this is outside the ad. This is how I feel about it. I love it. And it's transformed my life. Like a lot of people email and they go, I want to be your personal assistant. Well, nobody needs that anymore. I hate to tell personal assistants that AI really just does a good job all on its own. You know what it can do? It can film your fridge. You can screen share with it. Like if I was buying you a present, I could screen share with Gemini and be like, oh, I'm looking to get this for my husband. What do you think? And then Gemini would suggest things. Or I could film the fridge and Gemini would go, based on the ingredients that you have, you can make this.
Well, how would it know my interests? Or would you say...
Because I'm screen sharing, I'm kind of scrolling through what I'm already thinking of getting.
But I want like fridge gifts.
No, these are separate tasks.
Oh, I see.
So like, let's say I'm shopping online and I'm on my phone. I would just screen share the shopping website that I'm looking at, probably Malbon.
Is that how you got my last birthday gifts?
Yeah. Why don't you tell us about the holiday? Because it's very exciting. By the way, an entire family is watching our house, so don't even think about robbing us.
Yeah, and we've got a grizzly bear coming as well. Don't know about that yet. The holiday, well, we've been meaning to do a holiday. We have been so busy. You've been so busy. The tours just ended. Then we had guests coming and then going, and then new guests coming and then going, and then Violet's now gone. And all of a sudden, just 2 days ago, we looked at the weekend. We had like 4 days off.
How did that happen? Why did we not know that before?
It's because we've been so involved in like the things that are happening. Your sister's getting married in a few weeks, and then we had guests coming, Violet's leaving, and then we just realized, let's go away. For 3 nights, 4 nights. And
I don't involve myself in the planning of that at all. That is all BK.
Yeah, I've had some ups and I've had some downs with the holiday planning. One really bad one, but most of them have been pretty good.
What was the bad one?
The bad one was Mauritius.
No.
For 40% of the family, it was a bad one.
I didn't have a bad time, and I fell down the stairs.
You didn't love it. You did not love it, and you know that.
I really did. I liked it. I think I liked it.
Do you have an advert coming for Mauritius travel or something? Because you didn't.
I don't remember not liking it.
Well, it was expensive. Fred hated it. He wouldn't go in the sand. He wouldn't go in the water.
I forgot my breast pump.
You forgot your breast. You were obsessed with like breast milk, and then there was like some problems. You clogged the toilet.
No, I did not clog the toilet.
Someone clogged the toilet.
Nobody clogged the toilet. Nobody clogged
the guy
the toilet.
thought you had clogged the toilet.
No, I did use the bathroom, but the toilet was not clogged. It just didn't even attempt to flush.
Something was wrong with the toilet.
Yeah, but I didn't.
But then
clog.
someone was like peeing on top of so there was whatever. There was stuff in the toilet that needed to get fixed in your personal washroom. So that was on that trip. Do you remember that?
Did I complain on the trip?
You were just on high alert, mostly because you're really obsessed, and it's honorable, with breast milk and breast pumps, and you forgot a part or a piece, and so we need to get like a manual one, and so that's kicked off the stay at the holiday. And then Fred had like bad skin and wouldn't go in the sun, wouldn't go in the sand, wouldn't go in the water, so he's just left to do not much.
Okay.
And luckily there was some like equipment doing some restorations on the beach that Fred was able to watch and have a little bit of fun. So that trip wasn't great, but then we went to Tenerife. Since then we've gone to Dubai. Mm-hmm. So we've had some good ones, but ultimately what we've realized is we can't go for anywhere too far away. So like 7 hours is kind of the max flight time, and we can't go anywhere too hot, and we want to have a beach, and we want to, be somewhere nice. So we're kind of limited, especially this time of year, to go anywhere that's too hot. And so we've, I think, found a good one. We'll see.
I mean, you could tell us I think that you and I are an excellent destination for talking about luxury children's holidays, only because it's hard to find that crossover.
It is hard.
A lot of places are like, oh, you want to bring your family? You can eat out of this trough between like 2 and 4. We have a kids club. It's a piece of shit. Like, they'll hate it. Yeah. They sort of treat kids like animals.
It is tough. Like, if it's just you and I, you can go to all over Italy, anywhere. That would be nice for like older couples. But with small children, to find something they would like to do for a lot of the day is quite challenging. That's not like, overrun with
Scum.
Yeah.
Well, this is it. Like, you treat
I was looking
people...
for a word better than scum, but yeah.
No, you treat people like scum. They're going to act like scum. And I don't know why. Every family holiday, there are luxury family holidays, but they're few and far between, and we have found them. So you were looking at a few. I wanted to go to Turkey, not just to like lay the foundations for my 2026 BBL.
I thought you gave up on the BBL because, you know, it's going out of fashion now, I think.
I know, but I don't know. We'll see. I want a skinny BBL.
But Turkey, you don't look at all of the factors. That's one thing. You're like, oh, let's go, let's book it. But then I looked at the weather. You're looking at 38 degrees.
Yes.
This upcoming weekend. So that one was gone. And then I turned to AI as well and found a few. And then I messaged our lovely travel guy. I'm like, I need some ideas. We want to leave. It's quick. Mm-hmm. And just as I was on the one suggestion from the AI, it was a place in Crete.
Yeah.
And just as I was like going through it, he messaged me as that was his number one suggestion. So we made it happen. We booked the planes. We're all set. We leave on a few days.
I'm going back to my chat. This is it. I can go back in Gemini and like see what I said. I was looking at some weird stuff.
I was going to say, well, what else do you see on there?
Oh my gosh. By the way, did you know, and this could be false, but I read in the news the other day related to our conversation that in a divorce, in America anyway, I don't know about here, but probably soon to be here, divorce lawyers can access your AI chat history and see if you've been searching like how to fuck someone over in a divorce, how to get everything.
What's in your chat history?
None of that. I'm saying I could share my chat history. It's all very random stuff. It's about like baby names and the holiday.
Yeah.
I'm going to read it to you because it's relevant to this. But you've decided to take us where?
To Greece.
Fine. Crete.
An island kind of in the middle of the Mediterranean. Katherine, which she's very great at most things, but geography, it's quite a scene. So she's like, let me try and find this on the map. And she starts her search off the west coast of Portugal to find Crete. Which she knew it was in Greece, or like, you know, part of Greece. And yeah, she starts looking off the coast of Portugal, swings down to below Spain, and she cannot find Greece on a map.
I had no idea it was so like close Albanian.
It was close to Turkey.
Yeah.
But for some reason, the weather is 10 degrees cooler.
Well, now I know that. Okay. Information shared lacks privacy protections and could be used as evidence in court. The most important thing for anyone going through a divorce to understand is, unlike communications with your attorney or your therapist, which are shielded by strong legal confidentiality protections, anything you type into like an AI assistant could be subpoenaed and used against you in a legal case. So if you search stuff like, how can I hide a bank account during my divorce? How can I move to another state with my kids without telling my ex? But you know what?
Well, this is the problem with AI. But even all internet, you could probably get most things. But AI is... If you're trying to like go to AI to like get off the grid and do something, like you're an idiot.
Gemini won't let you. Gemini will be like, I can't.
I have to contact the police and someone will be at your door.
No, I've asked medical advice and stuff, and Gemini's like, no, go see a doctor.
Yeah, I know, but they can't like legally say, oh yeah, here's how you leave your kids.
Yeah, they
leave
wouldn't.
your wife. They would call the police on you.
What else was I going to say today? Oh yeah, we've decided, and this is going to make Bobby really happy. We're not giving birth at home.
Yes, hallelujah.
Didn't you feel a little bit of a sense of pride though that you were like?
I felt proud of you because you had to do all the work. I'm just like turned into like a nervous, anxious wreck, and I'm not an anxious person generally unless kids are involved. Yeah. And you're like, you know, laying in a tub for I don't know how long. It felt like a long time, but I think most labors are that long. But yeah, after a while, I was saying, why the fuck are we here in a pool in Violet's room? Yeah. When we could be at a hotel or something, or a hotel when we could be at a hotel, same difference.
Freudian slip. Yeah. I mean, we are going to give birth in a hotel.
It's a hotel. A hospital. Yeah. And it was insane to me. And I'm so glad that you are allowing the new baby to be born not in Violet's room.
I do listen to you. This is the thing, is that I see my husband's in distress. You don't want to deliver another baby at home. Fine. The risk with doing it in a hospital is you might be delivering a baby in a car, like sans midwife, so we'll see.
Yeah.
But
I'd be more comfortable with that because at least the baby's coming out. Like I could pull over and deliver the baby. But when it like the baby's stuck and it's not coming out, and then there's like problems, I want a professional that can like do an emergency operation that can.
I'm not having an operation.
I know you're not, but
until the BBL.
Oh my God. I just don't want to deliver at home because it's stressful and there's no point other than after the baby's born, you get to lay in your bed after. Great.
Well, there's loads of controversy about this now because.
And like also, we had good midwives and stuff, but like there's a leadership lacking where like.
I'm difficult to lead.
You're difficult to lead because they're like, oh, you need to empty your bed. Like, no, I don't. And I'm like, after a few hours, I'm like, can you just put the catheter in? And finally, they did put the catheter in, and she like had the biggest piss ever. And then the water broke like right after. I'm just like, well, what the hell? Someone should have done that. Why am I making these calls? Like,
it's because I actually listen. I do listen to you.
But you didn't listen to them when they suggested.
I said I'm difficult to lead. That's
I know.
Not their fault.
Like, use the catheter. You're like, no. And I'm like, just can you do it, please?
All right.
And anyways, they were right.
So our thought process was we delivered Fred at the Lindo Wing, which I think was great. It's a bit far for us being in Paddington. That's where the royal babies are born. It was a wonderful experience. We loved our consultant, though he was not present during Fred's birth through no fault of his own.
He looked through the window after he was born.
Yeah. Not his fault. That was a Sunday and Fred was born very quickly.
But also you locked yourself in the bedroom.
Yeah.
And like I'd never seen anyone labor before, really. And said, no, we're going to have the baby tomorrow. Don't worry. I'm like, okay. So I literally was out cutting the grass. She's upstairs. Like contractions are coming. I don't really understand contractions, like how the timings work. And so I just trusted that she knew what she was talking about or doing. And she just let it go. She let it go way too far. And the baby was on the way.
Yeah. And Bobby said, we got to go.
And I said, great news. The ambulance is here. And then we went out and it was her car.
Well, listen. I think the thing with childbirth and anything in life is you carry trauma forward from what happened the first time. So when I had Violet, I went to UCLH near like Warren Street, Euston in London. And when I presented myself there in what I remember to be active labor, being my first baby, they sent me home. They were like, no, you're not in active labor. I was like, are you sure? Because even though I'm only 2 centimeters, my contractions are really close together. I'm throwing up. Like I was in a lot of pain. And I was like, I had to crawl. I remember I was already on my knees by the lifts, like waiting to leave. So I left. And then I was back there a few hours later and Violet was born immediately. I came back like 9 centimeters. So I didn't want to go to the Lindo Wing with Fred and be sent away. That was my thing. I was like, let's just wait a while. I had like just my imprint from the first experience. So then that was fine. We had Fenna at home, Bobby had to get the catheter in to get her out. So then with this final baby, I did go again to UCH because they have a private suite called the Fitzrovia Suite. And the benefit of having your baby there is UCH, like the Lindo Wing, is attached to an NHS hospital. The Portland hospital is down the road, and that's where a lot of the celebs have their babies. I think Molly May had her baby there. Rihanna had one of her babies there. There's a long list of celebs that I am included in actually online, but I didn't deliver there yet. And they do have emergency. Yeah, they do. Yeah. They have facilities to, like, if there's an emergency, they do C-sections there all the time. But I don't know what they don't have. They just aren't, you know what I mean? They have a wine list. It's a bit more.
Well, it's better than at home. They've got more capabilities than...
There are medical professionals there. But I looked at UCH and honestly, I loved the Fitzrovia Suite. I thought it was beautiful. You don't necessarily have access to a birthing pool. The midwives were so nice when I met them, and it is a little bit less expensive, but I just found being there to be slightly triggering. Just it reminded me a little bit of Violet's birth, where I had a good-ish experience, rushed, but then I was wheeled into a room of like 6 women and they didn't let me leave. I don't know. I had a little bit of like, ugh. I thought, wouldn't it be nice to round it all out and have the baby at UCH? But in the end, I think we've decided that we want to deliver at the Portland and just get the wine. Just have the champagne. Yeah.
I can have a nice sleep on the chair.
Actually, we didn't do a tour, so I don't know what the bed situation is like for you at the Portland.
For the dad's bed? There will be no dad's bed. It'll be, what's the chair situation? Does it recline?
Oh.
How big is it?
Do you know, there might be a dad's bed. They might upgrade us to like a nice room if it's not being used. because they're really nice there. And they did ask me if I wanted the big room. Presumably you have to pay more for it, but I said no. And they said, children are allowed to visit anytime. I said, no.
No.
And they said, you can have visitors if you get this extra suite. They can come. And I said, no. We don't want any type of room that encourages people to visit.
Correct.
And I'll be in and out.
As always.
Yeah. I was really famous today, wasn't I?
Yeah. To Fred's chagrin, because, he needed to use the toilet. We're watching in the rear view mirror as you and Fenna are trying to get chips, and it took 20 minutes because why exactly? I couldn't really tell.
First of all, how does Fenna know what a chip truck is?
That's a great question. She noticed it the other day.
She goes, hey, that's a chip truck. I need to get out and go to the chip truck. And we were like, who told you what a chip truck is? And I asked Miriam when she arrived today. And Miriam was like, no, I've not told her about a chip truck. So Fenna just knows from like whatever culture, whatever like book or cartoon. She knows.
Well, what culture did you grow up in? Did you have any of those trucks around?
I did.
Yeah. So maybe you've told her maybe and you don't remember?
I've not told Fenna about a chip truck.
Well, she knew.
So we went, and then for some reason today in Barnet, I was the most famous person alive. Like I took so many selfies with people. I have no makeup on. I look maybe the worst I've ever looked.
You look great.
Well,
I just said that.
It was hell. You know, some days you're like, why am I doing all these selfies? So poor Fred needed the toilet, and he and Bobby were in the car for like 20 minutes. Violet's gone.
Yeah, Violet is gone. Seems like she's been gone for a long time already. It's maybe because we had visitors, but she's been gone for what, like 4 days, 5 days only?
When did she leave? On the 1st?
She left on the Friday last.
Right. So yeah, she's been gone a week almost, and she's having a lovely time. I saw she posted a TikTok with my sister Kerrie. This is what I really worry about. We get into this world where your nieces, lovely as they are older than Violet. Mm-hmm. My sister, lovely as she is, acts younger than her age. And
the problem is that Violet, I had an older cousin too. You want to fit in, you want to be cool. So I think you may succumb to peer pressure a bit more than you would with people that are your actual own age.
Yeah. So far so good, but my dad's in charge officially while Violet's in Sarnia. And I mean, he was in charge of me and that went badly.
Yeah, that was poor.
And now he's older.
So it's presumably going to be tougher for him, although he'll probably feel more, resolve to keep her straight than maybe you.
Well, one thing that's good is everyone's scared of me.
Right.
So even my mom was like, I don't think you should go out with Kerrie tonight. And Violet was like, why does grandmother care so much? I was like, I think people are afraid of getting in trouble by me.
Well, if something were to happen, then it will fall back to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you'd be like, who the fuck let her go out with Kerrie?
No.
But Kerrie's a good aunt. And my sisters are good enough, but they're gone. So my niece is staying home alone. She's 18. Not home alone. There'll be watchmen there.
Yeah.
But so Violet's trying to stay over, and I don't know what's going on.
It's such a tricky time.
It's tricky.
We're navigating like raising toddlers, teaching them about chip trucks, giving birth again, and we have a 16-year-old in another country who wants to go out with the older nieces. I mean, we're parenting every generation possible.
And then we're dealing with sick dogs, and now a cat that's been left to us as well. Willow. Hey,
I have to say, Violet, if you are listening, you are the toxic element of your relationship with Willow. This cat is so good when you're not here. She is outside a lot. She comes back when she's called. She doesn't leave the garden.
She's not scratching the sofa.
Her litter smells beautiful.
Yeah. I think it's because she's locked in Violet's room until noon when she finally awakes.
I know.
And so she's like got some pent up rage and she wants to go and like scratch up the sofa or mess with the dogs or I don't know.
Violet's like, Willow and I are on the same sleep schedule. Like, absolutely incorrect. Like, Violet doesn't wake up till 3 p.m. and that poor cat is hostage in her room until then. Willow likes the Ryan Kutstra baby schedule.
Yeah.
She loves it.
6 a.m., ready to go.
Before we go to the break and I do my very exciting Gemini spiel, I've been influenced. Hopefully you are influenced. Bobby, it has been a hot topic on the podcast from a few days ago. Deadbeat dads. You've seen me laughing and laughing. And like, I don't delight in the misery of anyone, but I think black women on TikTok are really funny. And there's been a lot of reaction to headlines recently about deadbeat dads. And I'm so sorry, but living in this world of social media, all of the content that comes off the back of any scandal, like, is really funny to me. It is really funny. What are your personal thoughts on deadbeat dads? Because last week I was pro.
Well, I'm not pro deadbeat dads. No, I understand if you're a parent or were a partner to a deadbeat dad, it might be easier for you to exist without this person kind of interfering and like causing problems. But being a man and thinking of deadbeat dads, it's kind of sad, and I don't like it. And I wish there were no deadbeat dads, but I understand there are. So I think people should have a positive male role model in their life. Hopefully it's their dad. If not, hopefully there's an uncle or a new partner or something. But it is sad for me to think of deadbeat dads, even though there's so many of them.
So many of them. That's really nice of you to put it that way. Because I took the complete opposite angle of...
Well, you're a woman and I'm a man.
Well, listen, but we do agree. I think, obviously, I've chosen to have children with you because in an ideal situation, my children have a really loving role model to whom they can feel by whom they can feel cared for, prioritized.
Let me put it to you this way. My dad died at a very young age. For me...
He's not a deadbeat dad. He's just a dad.
I know, but I'm saying, so not having... Being a young boy without a dad, it wasn't great. I pushed on, but I'm saying it would be nice if there were no deadbeat dads or dead dads, just dads, moms, whatever shape of family, just getting on. And
Well, if you and I split, God forbid, and let's say which is rare, let's say I took the position early in the baby's life of being like, no, do you know what? I'm pregnant, but I don't want to be involved with these babies. Like, I don't want to be involved.
Like, you just want to...
I just bounced.
You don't want custody.
Like, Fred was born, and I was like, no, I don't want this. And then I saw him maybe a few times a year or whatever, but I wasn't incredibly active. And then maybe we had a little night of passion. We had sex again. And then Fenna was conceived, and I was like, no, I still don't want to do it. Because this happens to women.
Yeah.
Their ex comes around like for Christmas or whatever, and then they have sex with him for some reason.
So you have multiple baby mamas, which is the same mama.
Yeah, I see that. I do see that.
I know some like NFL players, football players, that's happened to them. They like have the baby mama, they're gone. And then they hook up again, and then all of a sudden she's got two, and it's like two different relationships. Okay.
It's actually excellent admin when you think about it. Like, if you're the mom and you're like, okay, well, this is a
better
little bit...
than multiple.
Right.
Yeah.
Not for any, like, shame or sex reason, but just for admin.
Yeah.
From
logistics. Only one drop off.
Yeah. If I wrapped my head around, okay, I'm with this guy who doesn't want to be involved, but I would like my children to be... visited by the same man every few months and have be genetically related, and I don't want different men bothering me. This is kind of like the conception of why I wrote The Duchess a little bit like that. It does make sense. So let's say we had 3 kids. I'm having another one, and I tell you once more for the 3rd time, I go, oh yeah, Bobby, but as you know, I need my freedom. I don't want to be a mom. Wouldn't it be better for you, maybe not for the kids, but with you navigating me being gone, would you rather, as a deadbeat mom, I just left you alone, I visited every once in a while, or would you rather me fight you for time and argue with you a lot?
Let me put it to you this way. I can't wrap my head around it with you, but if I'm thinking of someone else who I would have family with, it makes complete sense. But I know that's not who you are, so I can't even think of it. However, if I think about a previous relationship maybe I had, yes, I see your point. It would be easier if they just left me alone with the kids. And then, I do understand that.
Yeah, you were a whisper away from that being your life.
No, I was never that close, believe me. But yes, in that case, it is easier, and I see it being easier for the person that has custody or taken care of and what have you. But for the children...
Right. Yeah. And we both agree on that.
Yeah.
We are so excited to announce that Bobby and I have advanced episodes of The Real Housewives of London. Oh, yeah. How's that for being a gay icon? It is available to watch on HeyU from August 18th, but I am hosting the reunion, and so I get to see it a little bit in advance so I can get a lay of the land. Bobby, have you enjoyed semi-watching the first 2 episodes?
I watched the first, 1.5 maybe before. To towards this end of the first episode, maybe middle, not even that long. Once you get to know them, and like what they're about, and like what their kind of weaknesses and strengths are, and then understand the characters, the more you watch it, the more you will like it. I will say that.
I think it's going to be explosive, amazing, high end. I think Real Housewives of London is going to do the UK audience very, very proud. But as a fan of the franchise, I got to know a young woman called Brandy Glanville from Beverly Hills Housewives.
Yes.
Do you know who that is?
I know the name.
What do you know of her off the top of your head?
She's blonde?
Oh, that was an easy guess. Yes.
Okay. She's rich?
I don't know how rich.
She's the broke one. Does she live on the main road?
You live on a fucking main road.
I've watched in passing with you, but I couldn't say any traits that this woman has or doesn't have.
So she's not on it anymore. I think you will know her because she had a very public divorce from some guy called Eddie something who left her for Leanne Rimes back in the early 2000s.
Yeah. I don't.
You gotta remember.
I know who Leanne Rimes is, but like I don't know the tea from relationships and who dated who and like who's cheated on who and all that. Like I don't know.
Well, you were really in the like sphere of culture in the early 2000s. I don't know what you were doing.
What was the girl's name again? Leanne Rimes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Who's the dark-haired bob haircut girl?
What do you mean?
From Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Dark Bob?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyways.
Oh, Jennifer Tilly?
No. Maybe she was on a previous one. She was on Days of Our Lives back in the day.
Lisa Rinna does not have a bob.
Was she on the show?
Yes.
Well, she just had a bob at some point.
Never. She's had, like, Lisa Rinna is
What's
someone.
What's a bob?
What I have is
Anyways,
a bob.
I know Lisa Rinna from watching Days of Our Lives with my older sisters.
Yeah.
When I was like 10 years old.
Okay. You were a real Days of Our Lives fan.
Yeah.
Definitely.
The great thing with Days of Our Lives is I watched when I was 10 and then I went away to university. And at 20, I didn't miss a beat. Like the plot line is still the same. Like I was like, oh, they're looking for Stefano. I'm just like, what is going on here?
Days of Our Lives is a familiar friend. People couldn't come back to life. Anyway, Brandy Glanville, I have been on her podcast. I went on it in like 2016. Her life has gone up and down. She's a great addition to any cast because she always brings the drama. And what has happened with her as of late, and I know a lot of my listeners will have seen this on her socials, is some random parasite, according to her, has invaded her face. And a lot of people are being really mean about it. A lot of people are like, what has she done? There's a culture of blame with women who get plastic surgery or admit to any aesthetic treatments.
Well, I think rightfully so, because if you're opening up your face, you're more certainly susceptible to infection, and that looks pretty rough. I'm sorry for her. But if you do have surgery and your open face surgery, whatever takes place, I'm not sure, certainly you would open yourself up to more infections or parasites getting inside your face.
But I think she claims to not.
Well, she would claim.
Yeah.
One would claim that when,
Okay, well, now she's claiming a cure. She says, she posted on quite an unhinged TikTok over the weekend detailing a good beauty treatment that led users to suspect she may have suffered a chemical burn because we've been trying to get to the root of this parasite for like almost a year. In the video, the 52-year-old reality star told her followers, good news, you guys don't have to spend a lot of money on pills and lasers anymore because I decided to put Nair on my face. Are you familiar with Nair?
Is that like hair removal stuff?
Yeah. Have you ever used it?
No, I've only shaved my legs once.
What was that for?
Just to see what it felt like.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Glanville decided to do so, she explained, because when she has an exfoliated face, it pisses the parasite she believes to be living in her face off. The reality star, who has long shared theories that a facial parasite is living just below her skin, causing disfiguration, claimed that when she did the Nair treatment, the parasite moved away from where she placed it on her lower face. Nair is the fountain of youth. I figured it out, but I overdid it, she added. In the caption, she elaborated, stating that she should have left the product on for less time because now I'm in some pain, she said. Glanville has been documenting her journey since she started getting treatment for a mystery illness that has been causing facial disfigurement in 2023. So this has been going on like 2 years.
Wow. So is it getting any better, or is she just saying it?
Well, she's saying Nair is like helping it a bit. It all began when she was diagnosed with a stress-induced angioedema, a condition that caused her face to swell up. And then in late 2024, she told Entertainment Tonight she believes she contracted a parasite from her time in Morocco while filming Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. We had food sitting out for hours on end, and some of it was meat, she said.
It's possible.
You know what she told me in her
possible.
podcast?
But my thing is now with the Nair, it's like, so now she's gone to Nair. She says she's still using too much Nair or leaving on for too long.
I mean, look,
what did she used to look like?
She looked like that, and then this parasite's causing like holes almost in her face, or alleged parasite. But she's saying she got a parasite in her face from eating Moroccan meat. That feels unfair to the meat.
And Moroccans.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell has happened.
I don't know either, but if this is like a long game to like get some good ad money from Nair, then that would be impressive.
Well, you know what we know for sure? Filler migrates, which is odd. Different treatments, we're told, are temporary, and then years and years and years go by and they can start to do different things. I had silicone in my lips when I was like 20, and I shouldn't have. I didn't know I was getting it, but that's what it ended up being.
Yeah.
And every doctor since has been like, you are lucky that this over time hasn't like done something way worse.
Maybe there's still time.
Yeah, there is still time.
That's what I mean. So like a lot of these procedures,
yeah,
I know you support more than I would, just because in any procedure something can go wrong.
Yeah,
like there's always some risk.
Who knows what the hell has gone on? One thing I will say is one of my good friends who's taking HRT, hormone replacement therapy for perimenopause, was given this like vaginal estrogen. Apparently women...
Testosterone.
Is it testosterone?
Yeah.
Testosterone in your vag.
I'm thinking what she said because I was there.
How do you know? You were there.
I was there.
Oh. And she started putting it on her face.
I think so.
She told you that?
She told us that.
Oh yeah, you were there. Oh, I'm not used to having you around. That was nice. So you just organically know that anecdote.
Yeah, but luckily I'm here to like give the proper advice.
Yeah.
Well, it's not advice, by the way, but she did say testosterone on it.
Oh. Well, she put some cream for the vag on the face, and she said, this is the fountain of youth, and you need to put this vag cream on your face. So, like, if people are experimenting, putting Nair on their face, what ingredient in Nair would piss off a parasite? I just don't think we should be maybe taking medical advice from Brandy Glanville.
That's correct.
I wish her well. I think another thing that's become apparent, even with the way Britney Spears looks and acts, mental health is so important, even to how you look.
Yeah. And like, there's a downside to being mind controlled.
Yep. Okay. Bobby.
Yes.
This involves your girlfriend, Avril Lavigne.
Yeah, boy.
Every celebrity has Lyme disease now. People are starting to catch on. You know what they say, Bobby? When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. But what happens when life gives you Lyme disease?
Well, you could die. I used to be terrified of Lyme disease when I was a boy. Like, honestly, my uncles would pretend there's like ticks on the back of my neck, and I thought it was a mean thing to do to a small boy, because a small boy had died in our hometown from the Lyme disease by getting bit by a tick, and I was frightened, like I was tornadoes, probably more so tornadoes than ticks, but equally it did traumatize me, this disease, because you wouldn't even know it's stuck in the back of your neck.
What about a tick tornado?
A tick tornado? What about okay, never mind.
Can you imagine?
What about a dick tornado?
Yeah, I was allergic to those as well. Like Sharknado, the film, but with ticks, would have absolutely sent you over the edge.
That would be terrible.
You are Fred, like you and Fred.
No, but there's certain things when I was small that you don't understand. Yeah. Like there was a murder in our hometown, like not far away from me, and I just thought murderers just randomly went like every other house, and like I was trying to determine if our house was going to be hit next, because it was like break and enter, it was an unsolved mystery, and so I would think about that for a while, and like if someone comes to a window, there's my bat, and the desert storm was going on, so I thought about that a lot. Yeah. And like I was worried there's gonna be war like outside my window and bombs dropping. And so when you're thinking these thoughts, it takes a long time to grow up and realize what's what. And anyways, Lyme disease was one of those fears.
Jeez, sounds like you had a lot of anxiety growing up.
I didn't. I was trying to be prepared. Like I was game planning.
No, but these are kind of traumatic stories that you're telling me now that
I'm sure I'm not the only one.
I don't think a lot of kids sit in their rooms like worried about
They're gonna be
Lyme
murdered.
disease.
Well, people worry about strangers and being murdered. Like Lyme disease, maybe not, but like war.
What's the list of things that scared you as a child?
Lyme disease, tornadoes, murderers, and war.
War. I mean, they really did talk a lot about the war.
And because like back then there was only like 2 TV stations really, and like they were all talking about Desert Storm. You know, it was a simpler time.
Everything, even at the Super Bowl, I remember when we were probably 9, Michael Jackson was allowed around a bunch of kids and did a performance. And then they had a little boy, I think, whose father was a soldier or a fallen soldier. And he came and sang, "Did you ever know that you're my hero?" Like everything was war.
Yeah.
Damn. And ticks. Well, you were right to be afraid, because guess who's got Lyme disease? Justin Timberlake. He announced...
That's why his tour's not going so well, because have you seen some of his clips?
What are they?
You have to see these. He did a show in Romania last week, and he basically just like sets the microphone down and does these stupid little dances, and then he barely sings. So pick might be like, "No," and he'll just dance.
Yeah.
And he's getting absolutely dragged. It's funny. I saw some funny TikToks about it as well. But he's been performing the lights off.
Oh no. And after everything, when he had that driving under the influence charge, he was filmed years ago or a year ago.
It was before this tour.
Right, saying to the police officer, "This is going to affect my world tour." And
Well, it has, because he's clearly not like high enough or drunk enough to perform.
Damn. Well, he's saying that it's because of Lyme disease. So he's announced his diagnosis in a candid Instagram post, telling fans he wanted to, quote, "shed some light on what I've been up against behind the scenes." The revelation came amid critiques of his performance, as you said, Bobby, before the end of his concert run, perfectly encapsulated in a TikTok portraying the former NSYNCer barely going through the motions of a live rendition of "Can't Stop the Feeling" that had commenters responding with a resounding, "Go girl, give us nothing."
So, yeah, that is true.
I love the internet now.
I know.
I love the baby daddy fallout. I don't love that it's happening to a family, but I just think the fallout is so funny. And then how funny of TikTok users, instead of saying like, "This is a lazy performance," they lean into it and they go, "Yes, give us nothing. Good for you." The internet's impressive. Funny.
Yeah, it's coming back.
Justin said, "If you've experienced the disease or know someone who has, then you are aware living with this can be relentlessly debilitating both mentally and physically," Timberlake wrote, adding that he was shocked for sure to receive the diagnosis. "But at least I could understand why I would be on stage and in a massive amount of nerve pain or just feeling crazy fatigue or sickness," he added. In a bitterly ironic twist, it seems as though it was hanging around too much timber at a lake that caused Justin's ailment.
Well, how long ago?
Well, who knows?
I know. It could be like an excuse.
Lyme disease is transmitted from the bite of an infected tick and can initially lead to flu-like symptoms, headaches, joint pain, fever, fatigue. It's often diagnosed by a rash around the tick bite and can later lead to symptoms such as facial paralysis, brain fog, numbness, swollen joints, or nerve damage.
What's brain frog?
Sorry. I'm pregnant and I just don't like it.
Maybe you have Lyme disease.
The brain frog.
You've got the brain frog.
I have lupus.
Yeah.
I could have fucking Lyme disease.
But like, when did he get Lyme disease? Like, I don't know. Justin Bieber seems to be killing it. Like, I don't know.
Well, Justin Bieber, yeah. Okay, so here's the list of other celebs. Justin Bieber has Lyme disease. Bella Hadid, Yolanda Hadid, Anwar Hadid.
What the hell? Where did the Hadids travel to?
Well, they're Palestinian, actually. Okay. Like OG Palestinian
well, they don't
royalty.
Have any trees there now, do they?
No, but they got it like... These people go... They don't go camping, presumably. Maybe in Malibu there are ticks because it's quite like...
I don't know.
Foresty.
It seems like one like bad holiday. Like they got stuck in a tick tornado.
Avril Lavigne has Lyme disease. My bestie, Shania Twain. Alec Baldwin. Ben Stiller. Kelly Osbourne. Amy Schumer has Lyme disease. Elvis's granddaughter, Riley Keough, whatever. 80s teen queen, Debbie Gibson. Ramona, singer from The Real Housewives of New York. Riot Girl, Kathleen Hanna. Chris Christopherson. I've never known who that is. I've seen that name.
He's an older musician, really cool. Like he would be kind of an old country legend.
Lyme disease.
All right.
Daryl Hall, Uptown Girl Christy Brinkley, supermodel Christy Turlington, Former U.S. President George W. Bush has Lyme disease. And alleged gerbil enthusiast Richard Gere. God damn.
It's a long list.
Maybe that's how we got it, from the gerb.
I don't know.
Well, Bobby, you were right to be scared. Lyme disease is out there.
Yeah, I don't want it to affect my performance like it did Justin Timberlake. Or maybe he's just getting older and he's tired and like doesn't want to do the show. And he's like, oh, you know what? I've got Lyme disease. And everyone's like, oh, okay. I don't know.
I don't think there has been. Poor Justin, like he just needs a rebrand. I don't think there has been a positive
he
reaction.
needs to take a break, I think. Just take a break. I mean, he already did take a break on stage, but...
Yeah, the show is a break.
The show is a break, but yeah.
This is the break, maybe. This is him taking a break. I mean, fine. Bobby, this is your time to really shine. Are you ready to sink your teeth into some listener dilemmas?
Yes.
You're really good at these.
Sometimes.
No, you're always good, and people request you back for the dilemmas alone.
Alone?
And the hunkiness.
Okay.
There has been an ongoing saga. It is now August 6th. One of my listeners' stalkers is being released from prison. You know this story?
I do know the story, yeah.
Okay, and there is a lady once again this week who's written in about that. Katherine, hearing about the stalker made me so angry. What gives these men the right to have such a horrible influence over someone else's life? I have a friend who's had and has an online stalker, and I've seen the impact it's had on her life, her mental health, her work, where she feels safe going, and how careful she has to be to never appear in photos that will be made public or location showing. It's so frustrating that the legal system seems so incompetent at actually dealing with these creeps. Can we do anything? Can we dox this bastard, turn up at his door with pitchforks, drive him out of town, generally make his life a living hell? I feel like stalkers need a taste of their own medicine. Best wishes from a rage-filled woman who's had enough. Maybe this is my mom writing into the podcast again. It's giving Jules vibes. So from a man's perspective, you know the ins and outs. If you haven't already listened to the stalker situation, there was a young woman who came to my show. She listens to the podcast. She was in her first job in her early 20s, and a man in his 50s who was her boss. I mean, it's in the news. He's a headmaster at her school, where she was a primary teacher. He started sending her loads of messages, showing up, stalking her, getting angry, whatever, to the point that he went to some form of jail or prison. I don't know the definition of these places. Twice. He has been banned, obviously, from contacting her, but her worry is that when he's released again right into her community, he's going to violate that order of protection like he has violated it before. So what do you do? So what do you think we should do? Because the current system doesn't work. And you're a big, strong man.
Yeah. What is my stance on stalking?
Like, what do you think is like an actual, maybe outside the box solution?
I think I like the pitchfork idea, like personally. Dox him, attack him, make him uncomfortable, as he's done to this person. But I would like to see like restraining orders aren't really enough, but like exiled, away from this person. Like,
I will say, someone in my life in Canada, while you're thinking of your answer, did have a boyfriend who was abusive. I don't know what the hell happened. They had many altercations, one in a public park where the police came, and he explained to the police upon their showing up. First, he made fun of them, said he had more education than them. This is not a way to start a conversation with the police. And then they were like, you need to stop like trying to kill your girlfriend in this park. And he was like, it's okay. It's my girlfriend. So he thought he had like license to assault her. Anyway, that all went to court, and he wasn't allowed after jail back into the community. He could never go in that city again.
That
so
makes
why
sense.
not this?
I don't know what's going on with the legal system over here, but I think, one, you need to have more jail time. If this guy's gotten out and done it again, then he goes back and they're like releasing back in the same city. That's just like terrible law and order. So that needs to be improved. But I think that's overall like our old country that we lived in. Canada is very soft on crime. And this seems like a soft sentence. Like more law and order, more like doxing. Like they should be on some type of like offenders list, like they do sex offenders. I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is.
What would you literally do if it was Fenna Grace?
I would go to jail.
Yeah, this is it. Is like, what is the person in your life supposed to do? Presumably this girl has a dad and a mom who are looking out for, but are you going to ruin your own life, go to jail?
Yep.
Okay.
Like, I wouldn't be able to not like go after this person, especially like after the first time he gets caught and then he's back and does it again. Like, I would find you.
It's giving very Liam Neeson.
Yes. I just would.
Do you know who Michael Tate is?
Is that Andrew Tate's cousin?
Ooh, you wish it was. We got another letter here about him, and let's see. Okay, these are allegations. There are Guardian articles talking about these allegations, and this Michael Tate has largely admitted that these allegations are true, but we don't want to get sued on the podcast. So as far as we're concerned, these are allegations. Okay, Katherine. I grew up in an evangelical Christian household, and I went to youth group, and I listened to Christian rock in the 90s. Bands like DC Talk and the Newsboys. Did you listen to any of this? Because you went to the super...
I listened to Creed, who was a former like gospel rock band. I grew up quite Christian as well. But yeah, I was never into the Christian rock. By that point, I'd kind of gotten out of the cult.
What was your like Christian schoolboy experience?
I used to like have to go to a thing called catechism, which is like an after school like Bible study, and that was at the age of like 13, and that's when I was like, okay, I'm not doing this anymore.
And you went to King George always in primary school?
No, so when my sisters went to a Christian school and we had moved when I was like 5 years old, so when I started school, they had been in the Christian school for 3 years, but I never went to actual Christian school. I just had after school Christian activities that I had to do. You
dodged a bullet there. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Like participate in the family traditions of Christianity, but you don't have to go to the school.
Yeah. And obviously church on Sundays and whatever.
And King George could have been less of a Christian school.
No, it was not a Christian school. King George VI school. It was a nice time.
Right by my house.
Yep. They have a great playground. Have you ever been to their playground?
I've had sex in the playground.
Oh, yes.
With you.
Oh,
but
yes.
Not in school. Like we were older, but it was nighttime. Anyway, this is the wrong way to take this chat. Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Both of these bands, DC Talk and the Newsboys, at different times featured Michael Tate on vocals. It has now been revealed, allegedly, that for decades, while he was a superstar in the Christian music industry, he was drugging and sexually assaulting men and teenage boys. There's also, allegedly, video evidence of him helping one of the lighting guys at one of his concerts drug and sexually assault a young woman who attended the concert while he watched. It's yet to be revealed how much his bandmates and management knew. They claim they didn't know, but this seems very unlikely. And in a statement, current Newsboys bandmates did admit to hearing rumors multiple times, but when they asked him about it, he always denied these allegations. What a surprise. So far, he has not faced any criminal charges. So as far as I can see, though there was a police report 10 years ago about the assault of the young woman, and somehow we're only hearing about this now. As far as I can see, there seems to be a lot of the standard Christian bullshit of confessing to struggling with something and needing God's forgiveness. Mm-hmm. And that fills me with so much rage. So I would love to hear you discuss the absolute scum of the earth and his hypocrisy on your show. I'm sure there are others who grew up listening to his bands. I'm a fellow Canadian living in North London with kids. Well, I can't comment on any of this because I don't know. Like if there have been no formal charges. Well, actually, interestingly, if there have been no formal charges, you can talk about it. And then when there have been formal charges, that's we have to be quiet about it. I learned that the hard way.
Well, one thing I learned about, Christians and young people and like priests in the Catholic world, and like there's just such an opportunity to have access to people that you can like control, and so a lot of the people in those industries, and they're there for a reason. Anyone that's around kids, is likely to possibly be a predator. Like, I don't know.
And that sounds mean to say, but
I'm not calling everyone, but
no, but you wouldn't want to be around kids just for like the fun of it.
No,
not if they're not your own kids, they suck.
And it's just, we've heard stories like this too many times. And then like all those like, what are those like evangelical like master preachers that are like stealing money from like people that are like so religious. They, here's my money, here's mine, and they drive around on private jets, and they just like steal. They don't pay the taxes, and this kind of reminds me of that. Just they're stealing like souls of kids. That's even worse. But I don't like it, which is why I got out of the game.
Well, the Christian game?
The hard Bible thumping game.
There was a very prolific sex predator that I've talked about before who was the leader of our musical theater group, and I was left alone with him like 3 times a week, certainly every Saturday, but he wasn't interested in girls. So I thought he was a really nice guy. But he put himself in those positions, obviously, for a reason. Here is what Tate posted on his Instagram, which in the Guardian's article, they're taking as a confession. They said, he posted, for years, he'd been leading a double life, abusing alcohol and cocaine, and at times touched men in an unwanted, sensual way. That's in his statement. So he didn't say sexual.
Well,
he didn't say abuse. Unwanted, sensual way?
He molested people.
He said, I'm ashamed of my life choices and actions, and I make no excuses for them. I will simply call it what God calls it, sin. While I might dispute certain details in the accusations against me, I will not dispute the substance of them. Well, I mean, that's refreshing.
Okay.
Even before this recent news became public, I started on a path to health, healing, and wholeness. I accept the consequences of my sin, and I'm committed to continuing the hard work of repentance and healing, work which I will quietly and privately do away from the stage and the spotlight. I mean, probably in a jail cell, mate.
Hopefully.
And this has been called the biggest open secret in Christian music. But you know what I'm worried he's going to do is look at this. People are saying he destroyed their life. His hit song, God's Not Dead, became an anthem for Donald Trump's MAGA movement. So now are people going to spin it around and be like, oh, they're just trying to get him because he's affiliated with Trump?
Oh.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, once you cross it into anything political, it's going to go one way or the other.
Yeah.
But, yikes.
Well, and then you don't want to read about all of these allegations. They're pretty grim. Well, I mean, I like his attempt to be like, I'm just going to quietly repent. And he's hoping that maybe keeps him out of prison. But, it is amazing that he's basically admitted to these allegations.
Yeah, and the church, whatever, protects you from it gives you like, first of all, defense, and then return to God, and all these people. Like you've heard these stories so many times.
Basically, not to victim blame at all, because no one asks for this, but like, do not leave your kids with people who aren't you, ever. I saw this one woman even on TikTok. I'm in like real pregnancy algorithm. She was like, my partner and I stayed awake for 3 months. Like they took turns staying awake because someone always had to look at the baby because they were worried if someone stopped looking at him, he would die. So like one person was always just staring at him.
I get that.
Yeah, that's very reasonable. I feel like carry that on for as long as you can. Whew. How are you feeling about everything overall, Bobby? You've been an incredible guest today as usual.
Yeah, overall, everything's pretty good. Looking forward to going on holiday, and hopefully it's good. And what else was it?
Are there any sporting things you can do on holiday?
No, this one's going to be no golf.
Relax.
My back's a bit messed up. I think I'm trying to get it right.
How about this for listener dilemma?
I know.
Hi, Katherine. This is Bobby Kutstra. I live in your home, and I play lots of sports, and I have persistent back injuries, but I'm in denial about that. I think Bobby, from a lifetime of especially American football and golf, because that involves repeated twisting of the back, I think Bobby needs like a dedicated weekly physio appointment. That's what I believe.
Maybe.
Possibly a
But like
swing
I had a
coach.
good run of like 3 months, and like it just crept back in, so whatever. It'll get better again.
Okay.
Just the rice method.
What is that?
Rest, ice, compression, and elevation. But you can't really elevate your back, so just the Rick method.
Rick. Sounds great. What could go wrong? I think you have been implementing the Rick method a little too much.
Maybe.
All right. If you have any dilemmas or you'd like to tell us anything about the podcast or our life outside the podcast, any comments, any complaints, telling everybody everything at gmail.com. Our family did a feature with Hello Magazine, which is on newsstands now. It is adorable. Violet and I Really loved Freakier Friday, which is out in cinemas this Friday, August 8th. We really think that you'll enjoy it. It's an ideal mother-daughter night out. Going to the cinema is actually fun. I'd forgotten because I had so many babies in quick succession. But I loved it. And I'm recording my special. I already told you that. It's sold out. There's no point in me mentioning it again. And excitingly, Series 2 of What's My Age Again is coming out soon. If you don't already listen to my other podcast, What's My Age Again, you can listen to Series 1. We have some incredible guests for Series 2. It is about hacking your biological age and how to get ahead of age-related disease. And I have a very sensual podcast. Consent-based. Sensual, non-Christian podcast.
Sensual touching.
Yeah. It's called Write Me Dirty. And that's where two comedians write erotic fan fiction about each other and read it aloud. It's very funny. The first episode features Fatia Al-Ghori and Stevie Martin. And you can listen to that wherever you get your podcasts. And hopefully you keep listening to this one too. Bobby?
Yep, sounds good.
Last words from you?
Oh, I don't have any last words. No, that's it for me.
Come again soon and be a guest. You're really fun.
Cool.
Love ya.